Hi, welcome to today's Talk of the Town. I'm Sandy Benson. It's great to have back visiting our show Dr. Fred Weniger of Weniger Plastic Surgery. Dr. Weniger has recently published a book titled Facial Rejuvenation, which he will share with us today. Fred, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, absolutely. So exciting about the new book being published. But first, let's talk a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my wife Jennifer and I moved down here 11 years ago now from Pittsburgh. We had one daughter at the time, and within a year I started my own practice, Weniger Plastic Surgery. And since that time, really over the last several years, I've been blessed to be able to really distill my practice down to what I love, which is cosmetic plastic surgery of the face and breast and body. More importantly, we have 3 kids now, a 12-year-old, 10-year-old, and 7-year-old, who are at St. Gregory, and we love it. I'm board certified by the American Board of Plastic Surgery and members of American Society of Plastic Surgery, American Society of Aesthetic Plastic Surgery, and I'm a fellow of the American College of Surgeons now. So that keeps me busy, but what I enjoy the most is hanging out with my family and going to the kids' sporting events and that sort of thing.
And you are busy, absolutely. So what made you decide to write a book on facial rejuvenation?
Well, over years of consults and public speaking seminars and whatnot, I kept hearing the same questions again and again, and I'll say misunderstandings, because patients would ask me things like, well, Doc, what do you think's best? A facelift or maybe a chemical peel or a filler like Restylane? And so they're going right to the treatment, right? But you're not going to go to your family practice office and say, you know, Doc, I was kind of thinking of maybe a heart catheterization or a colonoscopy. What do you think? I mean, you're going to go with symptoms, right?
Right.
And then you're going to make a diagnosis, and that's how you pick the treatment. So after about 3 years of talking about this with patients, it occurred to me that in a way it's kind of simple when you realize that there are just 3 ways that the face ages. It loses volume over time, right, becomes gone, and there's drooping. And then their skin surface changes, like brown spots and wrinkles from the sun. Well, once you realize that, you can realize that all of the treatments fall into one of those categories. And there's really one-to-one relationship between a group of treatments and what it's designed to treat. So after realizing that, I just wanted to explain that concept so that people could understand what they're seeing out there and all the ads that are being thrown at them.
Yeah, because there is a lot of information. I'm sure some of it's misinformation. So how's the information you wanted to share with readers new to the field of plastic surgery?
Well, there's really 2 ways that it's new. One is that if you understand the 3 types of facial aging, you can realize that no one ages in just one way. I mean, you're not going to have drooping without volume loss or whatever.
Right.
So what I started to think about more was kind of, you could look at it as a holistic approach to rejuvenation. For instance, whether you're going to do sort of a big involved rejuvenation or just something to take off a couple years, it makes a whole lot more sense to address, at least in some part, each of those 3 types of facial aging, so that the result you're getting is really a more natural rejuvenation, or realistically what someone could have looked like 2, 5, 10 years ago.
Right.
Because you're treating all the things that would have happened during that time instead of just focusing on an individual treatment.
And it's like treating all the symptoms.
That's right.
So where did you get your ideas for the book from?
Well, there are 2 ways, really. In realistically doing thousands of patient consults, heard the same questions over and over again. And during that time, I developed a way of explaining things to patients. And then over time, right, some of those questions changed as new products came out. And so the ideas came more from the patients, the questions from the patients, than things that I thought, oh, I should explain this. It's more like, I need to explain this.
Right. And quickly, where can people find the book?
Well, it's Weniger Plastic Surgery and Lux Medical Spa during normal business hours, and we have an open house coming up on September 15th with a book signing.
Wonderful.
So be looking forward, to seeing people there, and we have the book available.
Wonderful, and we'll have all the information on the screen and where to go to get the book and have your signature.
Excellent.
So thank you for joining us.
Well, it's a pleasure being here.
And I'm excited for you. That's wonderful.
Great, thank you.
And we'll be right back with Talk of the Town.